And
Hey, dope people. It's your girl Paisley. I'm the Mindset Makeover Maven. And we are here with another episode of Sippin and Soul Speak. So I'm not sure what this is. As you guys know, we like to make sure we get all of the kinks out. And so we need to figure out what is going on right now. Do you have it up?
it's over.
As you guys know, we like to make sure we get on right now. I don't know what I was hearing. You guys know, we like to make sure we get on right now. It's doing it. I don't know what I was hearing. You gotta turn your volume up. All right, people. So hopefully you're not hearing the feedback and all is well. And if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you are hearing the feedback, just let us know. And make sure you go ahead and give us that heart emoji down below. Let us know what it is that you are sipping on. And let me know if you're hearing any feedback, if you're hearing double talk on here. We need to know. So I got Ryan in the house. Ryan, what are you sipping on tonight? What are you sipping on? Tell us. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know. And everybody out there in Facebook land, tell us what it is that you are sipping on. Let us know if you are getting any feedback on here. Gin and juice, Ryan.
I see you, Ryan. Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind. So, all right, give us just a second. We're going to make the introductions. But give us that heart emoji down below. Tell us what you're sipping on and let us know if you're hearing any feedback on this platform on today. We're doing it a little different. So we want to make sure that everything is good before we get going.
Ryan says there's no feedback, so he says he hears it. Good.
All right, perfect. If that is the case, then we're gonna keep moving here. So again, guys, we are here with another episode of Sippin and Soul Speak. I'm Paisley, the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement Creator. And this is...
I'm Tammy, Party Diva of Party Diva Events, because there's always a reason to have a party.
Absolutely.
And that's it. We have a guest here today.
We also do have a guest here. So would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Latasha
Tell us
Bell.
who you are
Hi,
and what you're
Coach
sipping
Bell.
on, Tasha.
I am sipping on Pinot Noir, a spring favorite because it's not warm enough yet for my real favorite wine, but Pinot Noir, some good stuff. I'm here representing I5 Elite as one of their coaches.
She has a Pinot Noir that she is sipping on. So we are here tonight. Right now, we are sipping on
water.
some water. Guys, this is a little, we need to fix this because I am hearing everything like in a delay. So I need to figure out, I think I know why. All right.
Oh, we're back. Real time, people.
I was having some technical difficulties, guys. You know, when we have a guest, we're trying to make sure that we don't have those issues that we've had in the past where the system is the volume goes out once we have our guests leave the show. So we're trying to make sure that that's not happening and that you guys are getting a good
Hey there, Stephanie. See, you're drinking water for now. We're drinking water for now as well. The hiccups have caused us to be delayed in our drink.
So we appreciate each and every one of you who are on here. Make sure you go ahead and give us that heart emoji down below and tell us what you're sipping on. And if you are catching us on the replay, go ahead and drop that number 2 in the comments down below so that we know that you were here. So we want to know that you're here. We want to know what you're sipping on. Tammy, you got the comments over there?
I do.
All right, perfect. You guys, it's me, the party diva, and then we got a special guest. Tasha's in the house. Yay. Tasha is representing I5 Elite because if you guys were at the birthday party, you remember that I said, if you want to give a gift to me, that what you can do is you can purchase the book. I am the
Yes,
dopest.
Tasha.
Tasha is on point. She has her books ready. So you can purchase the book, and the proceeds through the end of the month from the book will go to sponsor an athlete, a student athlete at I5 Elite. And one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about the work that they do at I5 Elite is because many of you may know my son ran track since he was 6 years old. He is now in college. So all my kids ran track, but the youngest, he's now in college. And he ran track for I5 Elite from its inception when it was Living Waters. So we started off with Full Speed Track Club and then Living Waters, and then Living Waters became I5 Elite. And so one of the reasons that which is one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about supporting these student athletes. It is not inexpensive to play club sports. It is actually, it can be quite costly when you talk about uniforms, the fees, the registration, that basically goes to just cover places for them to practice and all of those things. The coaches are volunteers. People are not getting paid to do this, right? But everything else costs. And so
travel. She says, don't forget travel. And I'm sure shoes, because they go through a lot more shoes than I go through.
Yes, so it was definitely, and depending on how fast your kid grows, but it's at least, you know, you need a pair of spikes and a pair of running shoes. And if your kid does like a specialty event, like if they're a thrower or something like that, they might need a different pair of shoes for that. But they at least need spikes and running shoes for the season. And then, you know, and my son's, Tasha knows, my son's cooler, his cooler for
Not a lunch bag.
his cooler.
His cooler.
Because their track meets are all day long, right? So when I say all day long, sometimes we leave the house before the sun is up, and so you're not coming home until the sun goes down. And so when being that track meets are all day long, you need a cooler, right? And the youngest, when all my kids were running, I had a big family cooler, and you go and blah blah blah. But when it was just the youngest, his cooler was $40 a day.
Wow.
To make sure he had water and electrolyte drinks and, you know, food and good healthy snacks and,
Right.
you know, things like that to carry them throughout the day. They are running all day long. And then by the time you get to the summer, it's hot. So they have to hydrate and
Double
they
up on
have
that
to
water.
and they have to replenish what they're leaving on the track after, you know, 15 seconds of running. So it is, you know, it's not inexpensive, but I will tell you that my son would not be who he is today had it not been for the support that he had in the sports that he did. Everybody knows my son also played football. He started football first, and the next year we started running track. So it was a year-round thing. But for me, during a very difficult time in my life, if someone didn't sponsor him, I would have had to say he can't run track, right?
Mhm.
And who knows what the outcome would have been. So luckily, that's not my story. Someone sponsored him to make sure that he could run when I couldn't. And Tasha has a very special place in my heart because Tasha is, I call her his track mom, right? So literally when we moved to New York, her kids were like, why does he have to go to New York? He should just, this is his room in her house.
He should just live there.
He should just live here with us. He doesn't need to go to New York. And I'm like, I'm his mom.
But I'm his mom.
I'm like out of my body, his mom. So, but Tasha is Jay's track mom, and she has followed him from track, even when we moved to New York and through football and everything. It was so funny when I would try to keep everybody updated when we moved to New York on like what he was doing. And I would text her, like if he was in the paper, and she'd be like, oh, I saw that already. And I'll be like, she had
You're up on it, Tasha.
she taught me
you don't
about
play with your child.
she taught me about Google alerts. Like she had an alert on him.
Oh wow.
So anytime he was in the paper, she would automatically get it. And so I'm texting her thinking I'm keeping everybody in the loop. And she's like, oh yeah, I saw that.
You're behind the times, DeLacy.
Yes, yes. I'm up on it now. But thank you, Tasha. So yeah, so I-5 Elite, you know, there were people who would help sponsor kids and make sure that they could run. My son wouldn't have been number 7 in the country in the hurdles. We're not talking about in the state, we're talking about in the country, because I-5 Elite prepared him to be on a national platform. The coaches trained them to be on a national platform. And so the way that they celebrated the kids, and I'm going to let Tasha speak too, because this is what they still do.
Okay.
Right. They still do this, and they make sure that the kids are keeping their grades up. And if they need, different services and tutoring or help in any way. It's not just about their performance on the track.
Okay.
It is about their performance in the classroom, but also their character as people.
Oh, wonderful.
So Tasha, I'm gonna let you, before I get emotional, I'm gonna let you just speak about I-5 Elite, what I-5 Elite does, and in the program itself, and how helping these kids who may be having some financial difficulty it is helpful for those students and those athletes.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
The program itself started back so it's been about 10 years now, actually, and they have gone through a couple of names, as you know. But we are now I-5 Elite. And while it is affiliated with a church, we are not a preachy ministering organization, but what we give comes from the heart. It is the true principles of what the church is supposed to be. It's food, water, shelter, care, the top 5 principles, and I'm missing one, I know. But that's what we give. And at the core, that is who we are. And if we serve the community in that, we serve the children with that, it goes a long way for them. So I started out coach. I wasn't a coach at first. My daughter, I realized she was fast. I dropped her off. And I was like, well, since I'm gonna be here, I guess I could coach too. And I love it. We volunteer, we're not paid, but I love what I do. I love at the end of the beginning of the season, you see a kid who has potential, getting them to reach their full potential by the end of the season. It's nothing like it. And it can be expensive, but as coaches, we're all a family with the organization. And Jay is my track son, but I have other track nieces and nephews that I would go above and beyond for, just because that's part of who we are as a team. We travel together, we do road trips together, we have overnights together. Like we spend a lot of time with one another. And because of that, the kids really know that you care for them. Like you really are going above and beyond for them without any complaints. And you don't have to throw it in their face. They get it. Like they see that you really do care. Coach Eric Allen and Coach Antoinette are the founders. And based on their leadership and guidance, we have 800 medals in Youth Olympics. Yes, that's AAU and USATF. We've got 81 titles. That's a lot. That's a lot, guys. And 14 national records still to this day. 14.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, but that's who we are. And the kids love running. Like you motivate the children to do what they love and encourage them to do what they love. They do have to show us their report cards. We do have tutoring assistants. Just this past year with COVID, a lot of the kids, they were down and out and just didn't have the motivation. So the tutoring program helped my daughter alone get back on par to where she needed to be, because they don't always want to talk to a coach or a parent about those things. They don't think we know, but having someone that specializes in whatever area that they were struggling in is really helpful to them. When they have A's and B's, we reward them at the end of the grading period, so they see that it's a benefit in going above and beyond for themselves and taking pride in the work that they do. We've had our kids go off and graduate. So once they go to high school, they run for their program, their schools. But once the school's season ends, they come back and continue to run with us, because at that point we are at the Junior Olympics, or the qualifiers for the Junior Olympics, so that they can keep getting practice and be seen on a national level. We've had kids, Jay went to Rutgers. We've had kids in Stanford, University of Florida, Oregon, USC. Did I mention? Yes, University of Maryland. We have a kid that's here at University of Maryland. So we've got big schools. We've even got some of your more smaller schools, but they're still getting money for their work on the tracks. We've got High Point
Okay.
University, UMES. Coach Eric goes out of his way to help the students find a place at the end of their high school career so that they can continue with their
That's
education.
wonderful.
Mhm.
It really is amazing to see these kids go from 6, 7, 8 years old and then to college.
Yeah.
There's this one, he's a whole grown up now, but there's a one kid, and I remember when he came because my daughter was still running, and when he came to I-5 Elite, he tried to run track at high school, and I guess whatever happened with that, but he came and ran with us over the summer, blew it out the water, right? Did an amazing job, and went off to college, ran track in college, and now is back at I-5 Elite as a coach.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So giving back, right? But
Yeah.
the other thing too is that some of those kids, right? Because they were running from their 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. When they got to middle school, they were recruited. So my son was recruited by 3 different private high schools in the DMV
Mhm.
because
Of his
of
performance.
his performance,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So a lot of these kids that ran for I-5 Elite, they got high school scholarships.
Okay.
Yeah.
To private schools.
We're talking good private schools.
Yeah.
We're talking kids went to DeMatha. We're talking kids went to
Bullis.
Bullis.
Mhm.
A lot of kids went to Bullis.
Yep. Did we have
Gilman.
Yeah.
These kids went to some of these top private high schools, and some of them were recruited by multiple private high schools, right? St. John's, Gonzaga, Georgetown, they were recruiting these kids to give them money to come to high school. You're talking about schools that cost $40,000, $50,000 for high school.
Yes.
And then they go on to college. So
Right.
these are some really smart kids, right?
Mhm.
That are coming out of this program. And so that's why it's so near and dear to my heart, and why I am saying if anybody wanted to give me a birthday gift. So through the end of this month, anyone who purchases a book, if you already have the book, it is a great gift.
Mother's Day is coming up. Graduations are coming up. Everybody else is having birthdays.
Father's Day, all of those things, right? You can purchase the book for someone else, but through the end of April, all of the proceeds and profits from the sale of my book, I Am the Dopest, will go to help sponsor a kid at I-5 Elite. So, and if we sell enough books, maybe we can sponsor multiple kids.
Yes.
So, but that is the goal, guys. And I will autograph the book. So you want to go to Dope on Purpose. That's DOPonpurpose.com. If you go to dopeonpurpose.com, you purchase the book. I will autograph it for you. I will send it out to you. But know that the profits for any book ordered through the rest of April will go to help sponsor a kid at I-5 Elite. So that is what we are doing to refocus, right, and give back. Because being dope is not just about showing that I do dope shit, right? It's really about giving back. It's about supporting others. It's about encouraging others to be dope as well.
Right.
And so that's what this is really all about. So I am
Yolanda and Tish are loving all of this, just so you know.
So Yolanda, here's funny, right? Yolanda is Jay's track aunt, right? I promise you, anytime I tell her anything about him or post anything about him, she's always like, "Oh, go nephew," So that's her track nephew. He got a whole track family.
Okay.
Right.
I see Antoinette is thanking you for highlighting the organization. So.
Absolutely. They do amazing work, and it all comes from the heart. These people are not paid to do this work. And I think that is what's so important. Track is pretty much year round, right? You have indoor track, you have outdoor track, and you have summer track, right? And so, my son doing football as well, it was indoor track, outdoor track, summer track, football, slide into indoor track again. So, it really is important for us to support the kids and give them something to do, right? We know that sports, kids participating in different sports and things like that helps to keep them active. It helps them to focus on their grades.
Right.
The student athletes, those kids who are active in other activities outside of just going to school and going home,
Right.
they tend to be more well-rounded. They tend to be better adjusted. He didn't have time
for foolishness.
For foolishness,
and
right?
shenanigans.
No shenanigans were going down, because when I was at work and not able to take him to track practice, his track mom was going to be there. His track sister was going to be knocking on the door, because he liked to take naps. When he get home from school after he do his homework, he liked to take a little nap, and he's hard to wake up. And, it warms my heart to know. I remember they went on a trip, and I couldn't go in the beginning, but they took him, and he was in the room with his god brothers and things like that. And I think Coach Tasha was like, y'all knew y'all gonna have to wake him up. She knew him that well. Like, he just sleeps hard. And so, but having that level of family, those people who are supporting you and what you're doing, and making sure that we can help support a kid who may not be able to do it, right? We got a lot of stuff going on. People have lost their jobs and a lot of different things. So we want to make sure that, now that we're getting back, and these kids were having to get adjusted to COVID as well, right? So now that we're getting back to kind of opening up things and doing our new normal of what's going on in the world, we want to make sure that we support these kids and that they can run track. So again, dopeonpurpose.com. That's DOP onpurpose.com. If you purchase it there, that's when the proceeds are going to go to I-5 Elite. If you go to Amazon, if you just Google my name and buy the book, I don't know that you bought the book, guys. They just cut the check. I want to know that you bought the book, because I want to be able to give those proceeds to I-5 Elite and sponsor a kid. So through the end of April, you can go to Dope on Purpose, DOP onpurpose.com, purchase the book, and we will go ahead and send that out. If you do it now and you put us a little note in here, we'll shout you out right here and all of that good stuff. So
Roderica says this is such a blessing, and that's so nice.
Thank you, Drika.
And Yolanda, she loves you. Well, she loves you all, you and the program. So
yes, I do. It has a special place in my heart. I ran track as a kid, and
I did not.
I ran track in high school, and the difference for me is that my parents did the best that they could with what they had and what they knew. They didn't know that I could have gone to college for free, potentially on a track scholarship. So there was no push, right? It was like, oh, she's fast and it's something for her to do. So I did it. But I didn't know about being recruited and that whole process. And they watched these kids through to college. There was a whole signing day for the kids who went to school. You had the kid who chose USC. I can't remember where that other young man went. I know one went to University of Florida, one went to USC, and there was another one, but they did a whole signing program that was streamed live for these kids. That's an amazing thing to have.
Especially during COVID, having somebody,
just somebody to say, hey,
you on,
keep going. So I want to make sure that you guys know this is what we're doing. This is where my child has come from. So he grew up in the program for real. And and we want to make sure that you if you want to support, if you wanted to, you saw my birthday shenanigans that I had going on. If you wanted to give me a gift, that would be the best gift that you could give, is to purchase the book. And I will give those proceeds to sponsor a kid at I-5 Elite. So tell us what you're sipping on. I see a lot of comments out there. You know, this is still Sippin' and Soul Speak, guys. So we got a lot of comments out there. Tell us what you're sipping on. We are sipping on water right now.
Right now.
But we are going to, and Tasha is sipping on a Pinot Noir. Pinky's out.
We got Ryan sipping on gin and juice.
Ryan
laid back
with his mind on his money.
And Stephanie with water. So come on, people, tell us what you're sipping on.
Yes, yes, yes. So anything from sparkling water to sparkling wine, everything in between and beyond. We want to know, we want to know, we want to know. Today,
Tish is sipping on H2O.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
she fancy.
Yeah.
Yes, Tish, H2O. So so y'all know, I celebrate my birthday for a month, right? So Antoinette has coffee.
Excuse me.
So I've been celebrating, I've been mimosaing and brunching and all of those good things, because that's what I like to do. So today we are refocusing, right? We putting our minds on our money and everything else that we need to be focused on. And we are going to make a smoothie tonight. So if you would hand me this part right here. So we have a Nutri Ninja is what I have.
I have a magic bullet.
That works.
It works.
You can use you don't need any special fancy stuff, guys. Seriously, you really don't. You can use a regular old blender and make you a smoothie. And so for me, I do like smoothies, green smoothies in the morning. Tammy's going to show you guys our tray of what we have to go in our smoothie.
So what do we have here?
We have some spinach. I like spinach, so I usually take like a handful of spinach, just dump it in. Now I can't get it out. It's being difficult. All right. I got some spinach. And then I'm going to do strawberries, or I'll make yours first.
Okay.
You want strawberries?
I want strawberries.
Do you want the other berries?
We can say no to that because I'm not a raspberry fan.
Okay. So we're just going to do strawberries and spinach. And then
don't say it like that. Not just going to do. We're going to do spinach and strawberries. Thank you.
Then I also put almond milk in mine. So we're going to pour some almond milk in there. And you're good.
And then you've got some powders here.
So
what do you want me to hand you first?
So this one. This is ashwagandha.
Okay, I like it.
So ashwagandha has a lot of health benefits. I use ashwagandha because any of you have been following my story. They tried to tell me I had Graves' disease and that I was going to need to be on medication for the rest of my life. And I told them, no. So I found some different ways, but ashwagandha is good for thyroid support. Okay. It's good for helping your cells to regenerate and things like that. So all you athletes out there.
And you got yours in the powder form.
Yeah, so I have it's just ground ashwagandha, which is a root, and I put a little bit of that into my smoothie.
So you say like a teaspoon or something like that?
A teaspoon, a tablespoon.
Okay.
I eyeball it.
Okay.
Now this is Kale, which is actually bentonite clay in water, but it is a special brand of mixed bentonite clay and water. So bentonite clay helps to remove toxins from your body.
Okay.
Right. It is very, very good for you. It does an amazing job.
And you're going to put all of this in the chat later on, so we'll know exactly.
Yes, so I'll post it, and so you guys can know what I put in my smoothie. So I'm just going to put a little bit of bentonite clay, Kale, and this is actually monk fruit. So
okay.
The other thing, guys, if you've been following, I always do. Ryan purchased a book. Yay. So
see, Stephanie switched from water. She's drinking wine.
Oh, Chenin Blanc. So if you can, guys, the Dirty Dozen are the vegetables and fruits that you should buy organic if you can. Spinach happens to be on that list. Berries are also on that list. So blueberries and strawberries, if you can purchase organic, you should. And the reason being is that they hold on to the most pesticides. The kale will help to pull the toxins out, and those pesticides are one of the things that it will help with.
Where do you find that kale?
I can send you, I'll put it in the link.
Okay.
There's you can get it from my website. But and this is monk fruit.
Monk fruit sweetener. Okay.
So it's a little sweetener because this might be a little bitter. And when you go to the smoothie places, sometimes they add sugar. Just FYI, y'all. They putting sugar in there so it tastes good. They putting juice in there, which is
not real
full
juice.
of sugar, and it's not really good for you. So look at Tasha. She's so proud of me. Tasha does this too, guys. So but we use the monk fruit sweetener. You can use like Swerve. But if you're just gonna put sugar in a smoothie, you might as well drink a soda. So so we're gonna put a little monk fruit sweetener in there just to make sure that it oh, would you like? So I put flaxseed oil.
I like flaxseed oil.
Okay.
Not fancy.
I like flaxseed oil. I usually put flaxseed oil sometimes and MCT oil. If you guys know anything about me, I try to do a low carb lifestyle, which means I need to kind of get some healthy fats in. You can put an avocado in here. She don't like avocados. So you can put an avocado in here, which is also healthy fats and things like that too. You can add pretty much whatever you want. I try to stay away. And this is the almond milk that I have is unsweetened vanilla almond milk. So be careful with that almond milk too, because the ones that taste so delicious and tasty and y'all are filling your bodies up with sugar. This girl don't need no more sugar because y'all know I ate ice cream.
Antoinette has purchased 8 books. Shout out, shout out.
Yay. I'm super excited. So I put some flaxseed oil and I just put maybe like a teaspoon in. Okay. If you have MCT oil, you can use that as well. And then we're just going to put the lid on.
Stephanie says Aldi has inexpensive organic products. Just a PSA, they do, because I get my gluten-free stuff from Aldi.
All right. So we're going to turn that on and then press the blend button.
I just got to push.
Press it. It's good.
that is the blend. You gotta keep holding down the button at the top of the magic bullet.
So it's counting down and everything. Like 45 seconds. It does this blend, stop thing so that it's getting all of the ingredients and mixing it together. So I hope you guys can hear that. Then we got a glass for her. And it's ready.
Okay, so I just lift it up.
Okay. Just pull it. There you go.
Okay.
So, and this is a smoothie.
It looks delicious.
Already ready. Let me make sure that I don't hear. All right. And we're just going to share so y'all don't have to listen to 45 more seconds of okay.
Oh, it tastes really good.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
We are.
So now I'm sipping on a smoothie.
So,
Jolie says hello.
Hi, Jolie. So we have a smoothie that we're having today. This is going to help us to detox from all the mimosas that we had over the past 3 weeks, and
margaritas
and all the ice cream that I ate last week, because y'all know for my birthday I do ice cream cake, and They left an ice cream cake in my house.
This is actually really good. I was concerned when she said clay. I just wasn't letting no one that I was concerned. But it's really good. I put my happy face on.
So the other thing that I like to do in my smoothies as well is sometimes I'll add chia seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll add a teaspoon of chia seeds to my smoothie. And I usually have a smoothie, like after I have my morning coffee, I'll have a smoothie about this size, and that'll get you going, right? Help you to get some of the nastiness out of our systems, help us to refocus, help us to be.
It was Thursday. Jolie wants to know, when was your birthday?
The same day as yours, Jolie. Wasn't your birthday on the 15th? Jolie, are you the 15th? Jolie's birthday's around my birthday.
I think she's been sipping on something. If y'all have the same birthday.
Well, Jolie and I actually just met each other in the airport.
Okay.
So she doesn't, like, we're, so.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, see, her birthday is the same day as mine.
Oh, well, good.
So Tasha, did I do you proud with my smoothie? So yes,
It kind of tastes like a spinach milkshake.
That doesn't sound delicious.
In a good way, like it's
Don't tell them that.
It's very creamy, like ice cream. Like now milkshakes are very creamy and things like that, but it's green.
So I like it because when you put the strawberries with the spinach, like I feel like spinach takes on the taste of the stuff that you add to it. And so you get a good flavor from the strawberries or whatever berry you're using. And then you have the goodness, right, from the spinach. So I love this. Sometimes if I want to add some protein, I will add some almond butter. So all natural almond butter. You can use all natural peanut butter, guys. But I'm gonna tell you, if you buy Jif, you might as well eat a tablespoon of sugar because it is full of sugar. So I will sometimes put like if I want to add some protein to this, I'll add some peanut butter or almond butter. And I just get it from Trader Joe actually, because they have, I think for the price, Trader Joe has good products and good pricing. But peanut butter, the all natural kind, they started selling like at Sam's Club and Costco. So you can get like two big containers for a really good price, and it doesn't have all the sugar and stuff in it. I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry, I've done fine.
To the head. So that is our smoothie. I will be posting the recipe for the smoothie and the links to the contents of the smoothie so that you so we can refocus, right? Because that's our goal right now. We I've partied. I have done a lot of birthday brunching shenanigans. I think I did brunch at least 8 times
in April.
So I like brunching is an activity, guys. If you don't want to brunch, we might not be able to be friends. And I'm kidding, but I'm not, because I love I love brunch. I love brunch. Shout out to Perch Southwest in
wonderful
Rooftop Lounge. They just opened for brunch, and I was fortunate enough to have my birthday celebration there on Sunday. And I want to show y'all what we gave out for the participants, because she don't really realize how dope she is.
While you're pulling out that, Jolie says we need the light that shines from you that she found when she met you.
Oh,
birthday twin thing.
So this was my party bag. So I give out party bags. Like, you know how kids do party bags when you go, I give give adult party
You
bags.
need proof that you went to a party.
You do. I think you need a gift for showing up. And people are always asking me, why are you giving me a gift? It's your birthday. But when you go to a kid's birthday party, you expect to get a party bag, right?
My loot bag.
So exactly, your little candies or whatever. So I do adult party bags. And so this was mine. So you see the Paisleys. Yay.
Because Paisley.
And
Got a little purple peeking out of there.
so this is, can you guys see this? Let me see. Hold fast. I'm gonna take, there's treats in here. I'll tell you what was inside in a minute. Can you see that? Maybe.
Yes. Okay.
See, it has my name on it.
Jolie wants a party bag because it was her birthday too.
So, Jolie, you had to be at the party.
You gotta be at brunch. You gotta be at brunch.
So, the Party Diva customized these. Everyone who came had their personalized champagne glass, and it was brunch. So I was not playing around. Everybody got a mini bottle of sparkling wine, so you could make your own mimosa at home.
But people took everything out their glass and started drinking their mimosas from their glass with their name on it, so people would know which was their glass at the party.
Because that's dope.
That's dope. That is dope.
So I give people, you're going to be drinking mimosas. You might need a little breath mint. These, I did not tell them. These are sugar-free lifesavers. Nobody said anything. So, gotcha.
Someone who had a lot of garlic and onion said they wanted their mints and they ate their mints and never thought it was sugar-free.
So this was a sugar-free lifesaver. I also put a BC. If anybody don't know nothing about a BC, it'll get your whole life together if you had too many mimosas or any other beverage. So you get a BC in your glass.
And there were people opening those at the party.
Yeah, because you need to take that to the head with some water right then. And then you got a little
Ferrero Rocher.
That little candy, a little something, a little sweet. In your bag. And then everybody got my my magazine. So
Start Healthy.
Start Healthy magazine has some different recipes and stuff in it. So this was the party bag. So the Party Diva of Party Diva Events, she created this lovely potting gift for all of my guests. So it was really, really dope.
We were better than all the brunchers, all the other brunchers at the other, all the other tables. We left with bags.
So when you do dope stuff, your vibe attracts your tribe. And when I tell
and strangers.
When I tell you, there was this young lady sitting at a whole brunch date, and she was so,
let's say this again, on a date.
she came by, and just her energy was really good. So, she was like, oh, it's your birthday and everything. And she came over. I took pictures with her. She bought my book on site. So, it was just a whole vibe, right?
So it was hella fun.
She was really, really like, she was feeling our energy, and we definitely felt hers.
Yes.
And so she came over and joined us, had a little mimosa, took some pictures, bought the book. So there's another sale that goes towards supporting a athlete, I-5 Elite. So guys, yes, if you are purchasing the book through the end of April, those profits are going to support an athlete and help with their registration and fees or whatever they need for this season. So dopeonpurpose.com, DOPonpurpose.com.
So we got to go to a bunch of brunches for your birthday.
Yep.
And we are working on refocusing our body by doing the smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you have a lot of things going on, people are kind of just, standing back, watching, observing, but they're not necessarily rooting for you.
Right.
Yeah. How do we dodge, bob, and weave with those type things?
So, that's when you really have to refocus, right? And everybody with you isn't for you.
Oh,
I'll say that again. Everybody with you isn't for you. So I used to never understand, like people like, oh, you just a hater. And I'm like, nobody's a hater. Like what are haters? Like, that's just so, it was such a foreign and crazy concept to me, because I just always felt like you're supposed to cheer for others and you're supposed to help other people win, and you're supposed to be happy when other people are winning, right? And then I really had to get in my spirit, like, for real, there's some haters out there, and we gonna let the haters hate. That's what we're gonna do.
yeah.
Because you know what we have to do? We have to refocus. We have to focus on our goals. We have to focus on doing the good that we want to do. We have to focus on being the dopest version of ourselves. We have to know that we are constantly under construction, right?
Right.
And so for me, it was always hard to understand that hating concept, because I was just like, that just don't make sense. Who's jealous of
Well, when
anybody?
you're supportive of everybody in your circle and even people you don't know, when you understand there's enough room for all of us to get it, you don't grasp the concept that there is someone secretly wishing for you to fall so they can feel better about themselves. You know, like you don't think that because you don't think like that.
Yeah, and I didn't get it. I didn't understand that. And so, but now, you know, haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate because they got a job to do.
But guess what? I can't stop.
Won't stop.
So what you have to do is really get yourself in a position where you are focused on what it is that you want to do, what it is that your goals are. And sometimes, and that comes with that makeover of your mindset,
yes.
Right? So when you're making over your mindset and you're like, hey, you know what, let me focus. Let me stop worrying about these folks over here, right? Because guess what? They're not a part of your tribe. They're not in your crew. We got a lot of looky-loos in our camps,
yes.
Right? They just showing up so they can say that they were there when you blow up.
What she said.
So guess what? It's okay. Because what you have to do is recognize those who are part of your tribe, recognize those who are rooting for you. And again, notice the ones who are not.
You know, they say that, like, be conscious of the people that aren't clapping when you're winning.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, when they're holding their applause and they're sitting with a bunch of people clapping and you're looking over your friends and things like that. And there's some people,
the person like this,
that's not clapping, you know? Yeah.
Everybody else,
you know,
Hercules.
Right.
When everybody is Herculesing
and if somebody just hands don't touch, that's what we should be, you know.
Pay attention to that.
Jolie says they don't deserve the energy if they're trying to steal joy from you, you know?
And they don't. And you know what? And sometimes it's really hard not to give them the energy, right? Because sometimes you just want to bring all the smoke.
All the smoke.
And the fire, right? So sometimes you have to realize that that person may not necessarily be worth that level of energy. And notice what it is, right? And what they're doing, right? If they're not rooting for you, they're not clapping for you, they're not there and trying to help you, right, get to whatever level it is that you're going to, it's okay. It is perfectly fine. Because I think what we do is, like what Jolie was saying, if we start giving them that energy, that's taking away from the good that we're trying to do. And our
focus.
And that's taking away from our focus, right? So if I'm paying more attention to the fact that you're not clapping, then I'm gonna fall off the stage because I'm not paying attention to where I'm going, right? It matters not. I can't stop. I won't stop. I got to get it. And that's where we have to be. We have to get our mind back to a place where we can focus. We have to do the things that help us to focus. And I can tell you what gets me back on track real quick is meditation.
Okay.
If I am discombobulated, I need to come back to center. I need to focus. I need to meditate. And that can be in a position of prayer. That can be in a position of, mindfulness and things like that, that get you to a point where you got like, hey, you know what? I got other things I need to be worried about. I got other things that I need to focus on. And sometimes you need to get into that space where you can get your mind focused. And meditation will help you get there.
That's especially for you, Jolie. I see that she's saying that she needed this. She said she needed this so badly because she allowed 2 people to take her joy a few weeks ago. It was a great day. Everyone supported us, and they came and knocked her down so hard. And she wants to give you a big hug right now because she's, you're in her head.
Jolie, that's because we're birthday twins. So,
and you got haters too.
And so Jolie,
but haters gonna hate.
Jolie has actually a program that she has to support. And Jolie, if I say it incorrectly, tell me. You can post it in the chat. But she supports soldiers, right? Our veterans, and they try to prevent them from, because they need the support bad, right? And suicide prevention and stuff like that, because that's prevalent amongst our veterans.
Yes.
And so if I said that wrong, Jolie, just go ahead and correct me in the chat. But I remember having a conversation with her. I met her in the airport, and they had on these shirts that said Hicks Strong. And I was like, I saw 3 different people with them at 3 different times. So I was like, okay, I need to know what Hicks Strong is. So that's that. I just, I wanted to know. So she told me that's what they were doing. And
oh, bless you.
So they have a, and I think Hicks Strong is their social media page as well. So check them out because they do support.
If it's not, Jolie, add it in the chat so people can go and check it out and, support you guys.
Yeah. So yeah. So it is, I posted from my birthday shenanigans, but I meant it. I posted a post that said, don't let them knock you off your square. And what that means is that we do have to focus, right? I was taking some cute pictures on a little square block. But I posted, don't let them knock you off your square, because a lot of times people come and they want to knock you off your square, even if you're doing the best stuff. Like the work that she's doing is so amazing, right? You could be doing the best stuff. Tasha is doing some amazing things with helping these kids and stuff like that. And she does it out of the kindness of her heart. She doesn't get compensated for that. You're talking hours.
Also in hours.
Tasha, unmute yourself and say it, because they need to hear it from your voice.
Hours.
Y'all, hours. Because by the time you get to summer track meets are 3, 4, 5, 6 days long, and you got to travel somewhere, and it's hot, and it's hot in Orlando in July. It's hot, and it's hot.
It's hot.
And it's hot. And you're spending, is Orlando 7 days? Mm-hmm. It's too long, y'all. And you talking about getting up early in the morning.
Sun up to sundown.
Sun up
in the morning.
Sundown.
And you got a bunch of kids, and they got little kids, y'all. Some of those kids are like 6 years old. And then you got, teenagers who
are teenagers.
And so, yeah. And, so if she let somebody knock her off her square, right? Remove her from center, right? Then that could have an impact on all of the people that she's trying to support and serve.
Right.
So don't let them knock you off your square. You know what? Because some people are looking for the smoke, and where there's smoke, there is fire.
Right.
So unless you're looking for fire, don't come for the smoke. But we also have to be able to know when to focus and to be able to say, hey, you know what? I can't stop. I won't stop. You can hate me now, but I can't stop now. Okay? You can hate all you want to, but I'm not going to stop. I won't stop because I have a greater purpose. I have something that I want to do, somebody that I want to serve, a legacy that I want to leave.
Right.
All of those things. Don't let them knock you off your square, because guess what? They just want you to be down there with them on the ground wallowing in misery.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's not, because like the word hater, it's not necessarily that they hate you, but sometimes it says, first of all, more about them than it says about you. But a lot of times people can't fathom that you're somewhere bigger and better because you were once with them, and if you could have done it, they could have, should have done it, and that is like a mirror in their face watching you keep soaring, and they're not, but they have the same wings, they just weren't using them, so that's not our issue.
You know what? I think that is so key. It's not your issue, right? Because while they're looking at you soaring, what they fail to realize is that if you're a good person, you're not trying to kick them down. You want to bring them up, right? Because if we were at the same level before, that means that if I got here, you can get here too, right? And so, I aspire to inspire people to positively impact the lives of themselves and others, right? That's what I aspire to inspire. And so I want to inspire. Anything that I do, I feel like
Right.
anybody can do it.
Like how you say with I do dope shit. You don't, when you say that, you're like, oh, I'm not saying it to brag.
Right.
I'm not talking about I get materialistic things, but I'm just trying to show you I do dope shit, and I want you doing dope shit too, so we can all be doing dope shit. Hashtag I do dope shit when you doing your dope shit. It's for everybody. It's not just,
it is
selective.
It really is, because you define what's dope to you.
Yeah, Jolie says, fix their crowns, don't knock them off. Yes, sister, your crown is crooked. Let me fix that for you.
I like to wear my crown to the side.
Right. Yeah. Well, if you cock it to the side, just make sure it's like sitting on the side, right, with bobby pin stuck so it don't fall off. But we are our brother's keeper, or our sister's keeper.
But you know what? Keep shining and keep your crown on. Tasha, your crown. Yeah, girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes. So we aspire to inspire people to be their dopest selves.
I want my whole team being winners. Everybody that has a connection to me, I want y'all winning. Everybody winning.
Everybody. I want everybody to win, because the thing is, I don't need to cut your mink to make mine look longer.
Ooh,
right?
I like that.
I borrowed that from somebody else.
I've never heard that.
I heard that probably 20 years ago, before I had Jay. Mm-hmm. Somebody said, you don't need to cut my mink to make yours look longer. And I was like, oh, I put that in my front small pocket, this pocket right
here. That's all
it's
good for, just the little stuff.
You can put gems, you have those jeans that it's called
little pocket.
It's called the front small pocket. That's where you stick little gems like that. And when you need them, you just go in there and get it out. And don't cut my mink to make yours look longer.
Stuck around here. I got on leggings.
Okay. Put your gem wherever you need to.
As long as I ain't gotta hand it to nobody, they good.
Listen, Steve might want to get that gem out of there. So.
He getting all the gems.
He been getting all the gems. Steve's her husband. So, but yeah, you don't need to, there's enough shine for everybody. Mm-hmm. There is enough sun out here for everyone to shine. And so we don't want to get off track, and we don't want to allow somebody to knock us off our square, or allow us to just be in a space where
The
we're
off
like,
center.
I'm out of balance, right? So we have to get to that place where we stay centered, where we stay balanced. But pay attention. Pay attention. What's she doing right there?
I see you.
I see you.
I ain't gonna say nothing,
I see you
but
not
I see
clapping.
you. But you know what though? Sometimes people, you need to know who people are. So when you get to your next stage, sometimes everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go.
The bus is full, and sometimes everybody can't get on. So you can reassess when you level up to who needs to go with you. And the looky-loos and the people who's turning their lips up instead of clapping, those are the people that you don't have room for on the bus.
Correct.
And that's how you have to look at that. Like, it's not your job to be focused on anybody doing that. It's your job to make sure that when you level up, you still have the people that want you to win with you, truly want you to win.
That's so true. And you know people by their fruit.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Lemon trees don't get apples.
So if you're bearing no fruit at all, you have to kind of pay attention, right?
Oh, I think she said that.
So if you're not producing anything, what can you do? Right? It doesn't mean that you can't. It doesn't mean you're barren, right? It means that maybe we're sowing our seed in soil that's not good, right? Maybe, just maybe, we're not planting in the right season to reap our harvest, right? We're looking for a harvest and we haven't planted anything. We haven't sown anything. We haven't done anything. You can't just get up in the morning and say, where's my harvest? It doesn't work like that, right? There's, a lot of time people don't know the tears that people sow in, the blood, the sweat,
the sacrifices that they make, like that, the things that they give up that you may not see they given up, but they're sacrificing time away from, loved ones, time not hanging out with people. Like, they're sacrificing things, but it may not be the things everybody sees as a sacrifice. A sacrifice is a sacrifice nonetheless. And if they're doing their due diligence on their focus, you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that.
You could be.
Well, you could be mad, but if you're sitting around mad, you're not in the center of your box, your square.
You knocked off your square.
No mistake.
So
woosah, all that good stuff.
And I see it's okay to celebrate other people. It's okay to tell someone that you see them. It's okay to acknowledge them, because sometimes people don't realize that what they're doing is a good thing, right? I'll tell you, when we left New York, when we left the DMV to move to New York, I wanted to have a celebration. But I said, for my son, because he was leaving his friends. He'd been in here his entire life, pretty much. We moved here, he was 6 months old. And I wanted to have a celebration. But I told him, I said, it's not a going away party for you. It is a village event, is what we called it. And we were already going back and forth between New York and here at the time.
But you're back in the DMV now.
I'm back in the, yes, I'm back in the DMV now. But I told Tasha, I said, I want to do a village event for Jay. This is the date that we're looking to do it. And it was really about celebrating all of the people and who they had been in his life. So I told him it's not for us, it's for them. And she said, well, just have it at my house. And I was like, what? And she was so serious. We had the village event at her house. That's just who she is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just an amazing person. All that she gave and gives every day, she gave even more, right? You opened your home up, and she didn't know who I was inviting. She probably knew, because I don't fool with everybody, but she probably knew anybody she invited is probably gonna be, they're gonna be all right.
They're gonna be vetted.
Fully vetted. And so, but we had the village event at her house, and we gave gifts to everybody that came to say thanks for being who you were in our lives, so that he could be who he is
to be. Mm-hmm.
And so I was so appreciative of having a village, because someone posted one day, I saw a post that said, where do you find your village? Like, do they just show up? And the funny thing was, I had to respond and say, my village just showed up.
But I know that was like a joke, but when you think about it, what you're putting out there is what village you're attracting. You know, so sometimes people can feel your energy, and they show up based off your energy. So as we're refocusing, you know, you were saying to, you know, tell people, you know, when they're doing a good job, you know, fixing people's crowns, but we need to make that an expectation. That's how we refocus, and how we expect to tell someone that we think they're great and things like that, because that energy will relay itself, and then your circle will start to look different. That's for people whose circle their village ain't so strong. You know, you need to be doing something. They say you're like the 5 closest people. You're most like the 5 closest people you're around all the time. If you don't like the way that's looking, you need to be changing your circle and who you are, to make sure the village that shows up is the village that you truly need. And everyone thinks, oh, we party, we have a fun time and everything like that, but everybody's energy does not give you sustenance and help make it through the day. Like in downtimes, everyone's not supposed to be there for you just because they're fun for a party. They like the same books you do, that's not what your village is supposed to consist of. If you're the only artsy person in your village, that's okay. You need to know that those people are going to be behind you in everything you do.
Yes.
So change how you move. If you think your village is looking a little suspect, half of that's you.
My village is dope though. So like, and seriously, like when I tell you that it was supposed to be a joke, that post, but my village did just show up. They just showed up when I was working like crazy in corporate America and reclimbing that corporate ladder. Tasha showed up, right? Antoinette showed up. Eric showed up when I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do or needed to do. I remember them, like, they were like, Jay's a hurdler. And I was like, okay. And she laughing, take yourself off mute, Tasha, because she is laughing at me, because I would come to pick him up from practice, because I'd just be getting off from work and they had already picked him up, and I'd come to meet at practice whenever I could. And they would get silent, especially her, right? They would get really quiet and they'd be like, Jay's on the line. And I'm like, okay. And as soon as he would start running, she has this scream that she does. And the entire time he's running, she is cheering for him like it was her son on the line. It was her son getting over those hurdles. And that did my heart good, because I had always been at everything my kids did, everything. And I couldn't be there for everything that he was doing at that time. And because there's so much of a difference between him and the ones
Tish
above
says
him.
it's the war cry. Is that what that is? Okay.
Oh, thank you, Tish. The war cry. Yes. The war cry is serious. And if you hear it, you will know it.
But you know what? But let's just analyze that right there. You say your village just showed up, that you were always there for your kids and things like that. And then when you couldn't be there all the time, people that cared showed up. But can you think back before then? Were you showing up for people? Were you helping others whenever you could?
Yeah, of course.
That's how, right? You see what I'm saying? That's the energy that you're putting out there. You put that energy out into the world that I'm going to help somebody when I can help somebody. And that comes back. And a lot of times people keep their hand closed. But you know, if you're not giving nobody nothing because your hand is tight, you also not getting nothing. You know, so you have to, like, whatever you have, your joys, your talents, your everything, you got to get that away. That smile that you think you can. And we're not talking about people with resting bitch face, because y'all don't even know when y'all doing that. But I'm talking about, you know, other people like just be looking at you mean mugging.
Tasha clutching her pearl.
Well, you know, but no, for real, like if you know anybody who has resting bitch face or something like that, people always assume the worst in them. And they're some of the nicest people, but their face just be looking all, don't bother me all the time. That doesn't mean, but it takes you to smile. You know, so many of us walk past each other and just, I don't know her. You don't have to, hey, smile, nod. Oh, I love them shoes. That didn't take nothing from you, but your energy, you never know. She met somebody in an airport that is showing support, that needs her support today off of a just casual conversation. What did that cost her? What did that cost Jolie? Nothing. They were there, nothing. But there's so many people that are in their own little world and only worried about their world and what's happening to them, that they can't see somebody else. Just needs a kind conversation or something like that. You never know when you made someone's day, when you changed somebody's life just by doing something so minuscule to you, but to them it meant the world, because that's how your village appears. My village is strong. My village is strong. But for years, my village wasn't, because I'm always the nice person, that I'm always so nice that I don't care how much someone is, you know, doing something, doing dirt to me. I still show up for them because that's the nice thing to do. But I also realize I'm not being my best version of myself if I know I'm doing it for people that don't care, appreciate it, whatever. And I changed my village.
And that's true. And I think that one of the things that I do talk about is you don't have to remove people from your village all the time. They will drop off. You know why? Because when your energy and their energy don't match anymore, they will fall off. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And sometimes it was just their season and now it's over.
Yeah, it's their bus stop. Get off the bus. I'm just saying. I'm just, not in a negative way. You can ask them, you know, they get off the bus, just stop the bus real slow. Stop 3. And everybody who's supposed to get off here, just get off. You don't got to be salty or nothing and be like, okay, and keep it moving.
And, you know, and sometimes they're going to be salty, and that's okay too.
Because they're not going to be in your village and you ain't going to hear them.
So,
just saying.
I fed her smoothies tonight, y'all.
I told you it wasn't the liquor.
I didn't give her any vodka in her smoothie tonight.
It wasn't the liquor. I'm just but like real talk.
No, I'm with you. Listen, I had
to make some changes to be a better me.
And that's really what it's all about, is being the best version of yourself. Right. And you're not necessarily always, sometimes sometimes you're gonna have to throw them bows and kick people out of your space, right? You're gonna have to
get your sometimes.
Get your Vaseline and
Uh-huh.
get it because sometimes people don't want to leave your space, right? So sometimes you might have to just, nudge them.
Sometimes your energy bothers people.
Or throw them bows. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes there's just looky-loos. They just want to be there so they can say that they were there when you blow up, right? It's okay. It is all right, because what's going to happen is your energy won't match and people will fall off. And guess what? And they're going to say what they're going to say, and that's none of my business. My sister has a saying. She says, people run their mouth and I run my business. So guess what?
Say that again.
People run their mouth. I run my business.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's my new motto.
And so, and all that means is, it is not my business what you think. It is not my business what you say, right? I got to do what I have to do, right? I have a different purpose. And I think when that's rooted in being good, in doing good, then it's going to come back to you. I believe in karma, reaping and sowing, all of that. You can't put out dirt and expect good things to come back to you. You can't plant trash and expect that you're going to reap a harvest of cherry trees. That's not how it works, right? And when we people don't necessarily know your situation, your struggle, the challenges that you've been through,
the behind closed doors nights,
the hurdles that you've come through. That's why I love the sunrise, right? Because it signifies to me that there is a new opportunity, right? So if you guys know anything about me, been following me, wherever I go, I'm always trying to watch the sunrise, because it means that
she is all the time.
And I get up and I'm quiet. I try to be anyway. I think I'm quiet.
She's quiet. I'll give her that.
So I get up and I try wherever I go, I will try to get up and watch the sunrise wherever I am. Because it does, to me, it's spiritual, right? It says there is a new opportunity, right?
New day.
So
it's a new day. Sorry.
So weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning, right? And so at the end of the day, people don't know what your nighttime looks like. People don't know that you've been weeping all night, right? They don't know that you got up this morning and put some compresses on your eyes to let the swelling go down so that you can get out there and be like, good morning, right? They don't know that. They don't know what you suffered with all night long. They don't know the sweat and the tears and the blood that you have shed in order to get to where you are. But guess what? It ain't none of their business. So when they're out here hating because you're focused and the sun is shining on you.
Me too. Thank you.
They don't know what you did to get to where you are, right? And so
that's the Mary Mary song. What they don't know, when I get behind closed doors, come on.
All
that song.
All of that. But they don't know. And they don't need to know. Those are the looky-loos who need to know. Because if a person can celebrate your wins without knowing that you had the struggle, those are your people. That's your tribe, right? So make sure that you checking for who's not clapping. Make sure, right, that you don't look like you want to fight all the time, right? Because this is the fighting position.
You got to smile.
And that we're opening ourselves to the things that are good for us, because sometimes we need to.
Yeah, that don't have nothing to do with your hands. You just Power Ranger them.
Right? We can do it with an open hand. But yeah, Sasha. Do our Taibo moves and all of that stuff. But we have to refocus, and get to that space that allows us to be our best and dopest selves. And as we are becoming our dopest selves, right? That's a daily chore. I think people think, okay, well, I've arrived. Well, we arrived here. There's somewhere else to go.
Right.
Right. So yes, but that's why it's constant. We're always adjusting, we're always changing, we're always trying to move ourselves forward, because we need to be the dopest version of ourselves each and every day. And that's what this book is about.
Mm-hmm.
I Am the Dopest is really about, it's affirmations, positive sayings and statements that help you to refocus, help you to that
Right.
energy. Someone called me last week and said, how do I reset my energy? And I was just like, okay. And I gave them all of the tools that I use to reset my energy, because sometimes people try to knock you off your square. And sometimes you might go there with them, right? Sometimes.
But when you do that, you're not focused.
So, sometimes people need to hear what you had said when you had said it the way you had meant it. And then we can go back to center.
Jolie wants to know, is your book on audio?
It is not, Jolie, but
that would be great.
It is a very easy read. But I will consider that, Jolie. I will definitely look into that. So, but yeah, guys, refocus. What other people think, what other people say, it's not your business. Let them run their mouth. You run your business, and don't let people knock you off your square. Sometimes we jump off our square. I've been known to jump off my square before, and out, jump off my square, and I'm like double dutch. I'm gonna jump off and jump out and jump in, but don't give the satisfaction, because a lot of power that we give away when we allow people to knock us off our square. Now, sometimes you might not be knocked off your square necessarily, right? You might just be coming down to help make sure that you understand what I'm saying.
Coming down to their height, right. Leaning down.
You know how we talk to children, right? Well, sometimes when you got a toddler, you
got to bend down and do you hear what I'm saying?
Right.
But you're still on your square.
You're still on your square. You just make sure that they understand.
But sometimes you can stand on your square, and if you do a lot of this, they could hear you. That work, like I said what I said when I said what I said and meant it, and they heard that.
I don't want y'all to clap when y'all talk.
Oh, just okay.
I mean, y'all can if you want to. If it makes you feel good, do it. If you need to, because I saw a girl walking down the street and she was talking on her phone, and whoever she was talking to
needed all of that.
She gave them every piece of energy that she had, and she was looking a little interesting, but so be it. I'm sure they understood what she was saying. But yeah, guys, it really is about being able to refocus, recenter, and make sure that we can be the best version of ourselves each and every day, that we have an opportunity to do so. Sometimes people don't get that opportunity. Somebody is not in a position to do better today, right? Because somebody did not get up to the sunrise. So be good and be dope. And that's really what it's about.
Right.
So refocus, let the haters hate. That ain't none of your business. Pay attention though. Pay attention. And don't worry about it. because sometimes we get to the point where we're worried about it and then we're all messed up. So they're going to do it. It's okay. You keep doing the good work that you're supposed to do. And guess what? The good things will return to you, because that is how it works. That is how it works. I promise you. And sometimes we think, oh, I've been doing so good. We might have been doing real good right now. But there's some trash that we probably did before. I know that, you know, in my life, there's some things that I've done that probably weren't the greatest things. And so when something happens, you get that flat tire, you're like, oh my God, but I've been being so good. I've been being so good for this month. But maybe, you know, 3 months ago.
But she has said what she said when she said it that
when
time.
when I jumped off my square and got square in somebody's face, yeah, I probably, you know, okay, all right, I'm gonna need to eat that one. But
change that tire and keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Because something, you know, there's a lot of things that we can't change, and we want to change the things that we can. So be the best version of yourself each and every day. That is what it is about. So I want to thank Latasha for being who she is, for doing what she does. How long have you been coaching these children?
A long time.
We're gonna have to get the war cry one day too.
I'm gonna go to track practice and record the war cry, because the war cry is serious.
I think it's something we just need to play for people whenever they get on our nerves or something. Just play.
That, you know what?
Okay.
Tasha gonna be on my meditations with the war cry. Y'all just need a primal scream. Here you go. So yeah, she has been coaching for a long time. I-5 Elite has been around for a long time, impacting the track. The one thing I didn't mention is that they actually go to the Ronald McDonald houses and do different type of
that's so sweet.
Volunteer stuff that when they can. I know we've gone to Ronald McDonald houses in different states and stuff like that in the past. Who knows what that's going to look like now, but yeah, being able to, you know, to give back. And so I want to give back. And so anybody who's out there listening, make sure you go ahead and drop those heart emojis down below. If you are catching us on the replay, go ahead and drop that number 2 in the comments down below, so that we know that you were here through the end of the month. So all the rest of April, anybody who purchases I Am the Dopest 55 Affirmations for Living Your Dope Life, you will, the profits from the book will go to support an athlete at I-5 Elite. Latasha is one of the coaches there. She has expressed all of the things that they do in the community, everything that they do for those children, and how they impact the track and impact these kids' lives. And so that's what I want to do. I want to give back. So if you would like to get a birthday present for me, that is the present. The present is that you purchase the book at dopeonpurpose.com, DOP-onpurpose.com, and all the proceeds will go to through the end of the month to sponsor a student athlete at I-5 Elite. So guys, help me get at least 2 kids. At least 2 kids.
Buy the book.
So just buy the book. I will sign it and it will be sent out to you. But I want to help at least 2 kids this season for track and field, one in my name and one in my son's name. So
Stephanie just bought one for her friend Angel.
Oh,
yay! Thank you, Stephanie.
That's Stephanie. Yes.
Who's Stephanie?
No. She just bought a book. She bought another book last week. So
right.
Yeah.
So she buying books.
So she buying books.
And she thinks I'm nice.
You are nice.
Thank you.
so yes, we want to that is the goal, guys. Help us to meet the goal. And so
two kids.
for those of you who voted, we didn't talk about the vote. So the I Do Dope Shit t-shirt.
Come on my t-shirt. Come on my t-shirt.
I'm about to go check.
I want my t-shirt to win.
I'm about to check. Real time. So those of you who were following last week, we had the vote for the dope I Do Dope Shit t-shirt design. There were 3 designs, and one of them is the winner. So let's see.
Mine didn't win.
So with 62%, it's dope design number 2 with the big logo. So can you guys see that? That is the winner. So you tonight you will be able to, that t-shirt as the winner will be uploaded on the website. And I will also do this. So if you go to dopeonpurpose.com, anybody who orders the book will also be entered into a drawing to get a free t-shirt.
Yay, you.
Right?
Well, yay, one of you.
So if you buy the book, actually, if you buy the book, I'll give you 2 entries. If you sign up for the mailing list, if you're not already on the mailing list, so go to dopeonpurpose.com, doponpurpose.com, sign up for the mailing list, I'll give you 1 entry. So we will give away a t-shirt, I Do Dope Shit t-shirt, dope design number 2 with the big logo. That is the one that won. So I will give away a t-shirt next week on Sippin and Soul Speak. Those people who won last week from the birthday party, your t-shirts will be ready as soon as they're available to print. But go to dopeonpurpose.com, doponpurpose.com. Anybody who purchases a book, 2 entries for a free t-shirt for each book that you purchase. All of the proceeds through the end of April will go to sponsor a kid at I5 Elite. And if you just sign up for the mailing list, you will get 1 entry into the drawing for a free t-shirt. So I am so excited. Tasha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
war cry.
me.
No, okay.
That's the light version. That's real light.
Light
That's
version.
real light.
It's serious.
Real light.
The war cry is serious. So, so yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being dope. And thank you for all that you do to give back to the community and to those children who need you. We're gonna be taking some rides up to Rutgers this season. So we're gonna have to coordinate that. Hopefully this season isn't like last season and we can actually have people go to the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm super excited for everything that you guys do. I'm so appreciative for you and who you are and who you've been to me and to my family. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm just kissing because I love you.
And guys, make sure, drop that heart emoji down below if you're joining us live. And if you're catching us on the replay, go ahead and drop that number 2 in the comments down below. Let us know that you were here. Dopeonpurpose.com, doponpurpose.com. And we are Dope on Purpose everywhere. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Dope on Purpose, D-O-P. Don't add the E. D-O-P on Purpose is who we are. I'm Paisley, the Mindset Makeover Maven and the creator of the Dope Life Movement.
And I'm Tammy, Party Diva of Party Diva Events, because there's always a reason to have a party.
Yay. So we want you guys to be dope because you are dope on purpose. Good night.